Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and today I'm going to be doing day 1 of the Thankskilling 10-day challenge, created by Brother Peanut Butter. Now, this is going to be a movie a day for 10 days with a review, all with different themes. Day 1's theme is slasher films, and today I watched Malevolence 3 Killer. Now, Malevolence 3 Killer is a 2018 film which runs approximately 89 minutes and is written, directed, and composed by Stephen Mena, who also wrote, directed, and composed Malevolence 1 and 2, and also Brutal Massacre, a comedy, which I started watching but never finished for some odd reason. I think I forgot about it. Can't remember. Anyway, this is the third part of a trilogy. And in order to kind of get into the story in this one, I kind of have to go back and tell you a little bit about the first two. Now, I don't want to give out spoilers on any of the films, because if you haven't seen Malevolence 1 or Malevolence 2 Bereavement, then you should really check them out because they are fantastic films. Now, Malevolence came out in 2003 and was pretty much a straight slasher film. Just a brief synopsis on it. A bank robbery kind of goes haywire, and three or four of the people that escaped the bank, I just watched this the other day, they kind of went their separate ways, all to meet up at this house. One of the people ends up getting killed in the bank robbery, as it seems like they mostly do in movies. One of the ones I watched recently was Carnage Park, and kind of the same thing happened. And the other guy, who left in a different car, ends up taking a mother and daughter prisoner. And they all end up meeting at this house, where they are pretty much dispatched one by one by a psychotic killer. That's all I'm going to get into about the first one. Malevolence 2 Bereavement is a prequel, which kind of explains how the killer came to be in the first one, if that makes sense. And I don't want to get into any more about that one. It's a fantastic film, it really is. Malevolence 3 The Killer takes place directly after the events that happened in the first Malevolence. Like I said, the second one is a prequel. And it is almost seamless. Now, I'm going to give a little bit of information about the films first before I get into the synopsis. Malevolence 1 was made in 2003 for roughly $200,000. Malevolence 2 Bereavement came out in 2010 and was at a whopping $3.6 million. And you could really tell because, they hired name actors, and the production was just bigger. You could just tell. This one, they kind of went back to square one, and this one was basically made for $750,000. Now, as I said before, this kind of follows the events of the very first Malevolence, almost to the T. And from 2003 to 2018, it just impressed the heck out of me. It really did. Almost seamless. You kind of get the old style slasher film where it kind of has clips from the end of Malevolence 1 and just seamlessly goes into the new film. Like I said, I was incredibly impressed. A lot of the actors that were in the first Malevolence in 2003 reprised their role in this one, and it doesn't really look like they aged much. It's quite fascinating. It really is. Now this is a old school type slasher. This basically uses every trick in the book. And there are some which kind of pay homage to different um, classic slasher movies. But this almost seems right out of the 80s. Basically, the killer stalks a house full of college kids. I believe it's 3 college kids. And living next door is a mother, father, and a daughter. And they kind of get in on the action too. And plus, you have the boyfriends and all that kind of cannon fodder as well. So it's a typical slash, dispatch, rinse, repeat. This movie stars Adrienne Barbeau in a very small part. She plays Meredith. Of course, she was in Creepshow, The Fog, Tales of Halloween, Hell's Kitty, and Big Legend was one of her new ones that I haven't seen yet. The other kind of name in the movie is Layla Edgar, who plays Julia. She was in a few things, not really anything much to speak of. But we have basically 2 new actresses who kind of carry the film, and I'll say they did a pretty darn good job. We have Katie Gibson, who plays Elle. Now she has or Ellie, she had a bit voice in Bereavement. And if you've seen the movie, you'll kind of know what I'm talking about. She played the girl in the next kind of horse quarter that was talking through the wood, if that makes sense. But if you've seen Bereavement, you know what I'm talking about. And we have Victoria Mena, who is, I believe, the daughter of the director, who plays Victoria. And she was pretty good. I will say she carried the film quite well. With this film, I am going to give it a 9. I absolutely love this film. Now, I had a little bit of trouble with this one. And this is one of the things I wanted to mention. With this one and the new Halloween film, I kind of feel like I need to watch it again in order to digest it more. I do this thing now where I believe I was talking with TheHORRORman Joe about going into the movie, especially horror movies, as a critic and not as a horror lover like I am. And in some ways, I'm almost trying to pick it apart. I really need to stop doing that for my own sake and my own sanity, and it kind of prohibits me from enjoying the film like I should be able to. So, like with the new Halloween, this one I'm definitely going to have to watch again. I actually want to watch it again very soon to digest the movie a little bit more, but I absolutely loved it. It is almost a perfect companion piece to the first Malevolence. Yeah, it's just a great movie. I'm going to go with a 9 on this one. It's a really good slasher movie. And, yeah, that's my rating, a 9. Other people who are participating in the Thankskilling 10-day challenge, if you are planning on doing it, try to drop me a line and let me know, and I'll add your name to the list. But as of right now, of course, we have Brother Peanut Butter, who created it, TheHORRORman, BRONCOJUGGALO, and HorrorFan34. So, and if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time.